Well, okay. We've had 3 days of work together. We've gone into some high spaces, and we've tried to touch the Buddhic plane, which of course is really the frontier for all of us. A fourth degree initiate is the one who is polarized upon the plane of intuition. So we have a lot to open up in terms of intuition. Some of us, we even have to learn how to think, really think, and really learning how to think is the preamble to being able to open the intuition. But we're on our way when it comes to that, and we're in a dual curriculum at the moment, both heart and mind. So hopefully there's been some input from the inner planes on solving what we all have as a kind of a life problem and making ourselves more useful. I remember I used to work at the Arcane School at headquarters there, and we all kind of got called in at the beginning to talk to Mary Bailey, who was the head of the Arcane School at that time. And I must have said the right thing for a change. And, why are you here? Okay, all right. Well, I said, well, I want to be useful, And she said, well, that's very good, because Foster and I, that was Foster Bailey, she said, our great wish to the master was, at least let me be useful. Of course, then DK said somewhere, I'm trying to locate the reference. He says, what makes you so sure you're useful? So I think that when we follow the inner directives and we are really serious about it, and we are occultly obedient, we follow the inner indications of the soul, we are moving towards usefulness. And let's just say that we don't want to be useless esotericists for this next 14 years. There are big things to be done. The world is in turmoil at the moment, as you would expect, with Uranus moving into Aries, a major first-ray revision of structure. Things are changing all the time. I know a lot of you would like to have that discussion about the politics of the moment, but I choose not to end our get-together with that. However, I know we'll be talking about it during the conference, and there are many astrologers who would be happy to give you their opinion about what this all means. We live in an unstable world, and the only, I was reminded by DK of how stability comes to humanity through an understanding of the plan. See, that understanding of what things are supposed to be actually grounds the consciousness in some stable spiritual place which keeps us from doing mad things as a race. So if we can convey to people, through astrology, through our knowledge of the ageless wisdom, some sense of the great structure and purpose through which we are moving over millions of years, then I think we're already doing something, that so-called quality of the inner vision or of the hidden vision. If we can convey that, it may seem a very subtle thing, but I do think we are giving something to people that will keep them from going mad in a period when the astral plane will reappear on Earth, and as it already is. This story about the tribulation and the blending of the planes, and people are doing crazy things. So we need to be, strong hands in the dark and beacons of light and islands of stability in a world in turmoil. It's a big responsibility. And having been exposed to the ageless wisdom, as we have been exposed, it rests heavily upon us to actually do that. What are we supposed to do with what we've been given? Well, certainly, we're supposed to pass it on in an understanding way, which gives to people a huge gift. I'm sure that all of you feel that you have been gifted immensely by exposure to Master DK's work and to the general trans-Himalayan work of Blavatsky and Agni Yoga and other hierarchical presentations. It's a huge gift. What would your life be without it? I know what mine would be, and I don't want to tell you. Okay. I'd be some worried philosopher somewhere, uncertain about everything. No, but the ageless wisdom has come through for us, and we have to come through for it. And of course, esoteric astrology is an amazing tool whereby we can do that. It's not all that hard. You know, the Buddha was told, asked, probably in jest, give me the essence of Buddhism while standing on one leg. So he said, can I do it? Do good to all, do harm to none. You know, those people, the Christ and the Buddha, could get to the point just like that. And yet they knew all the intricacies and all that. They wouldn't bother with it because they had to get the main point across to humanity. And we have to get the main point about the ageless wisdom across to humanity. We can do that. We just have to take it seriously as a group and do it. So thank you for coming. We will let you go early, perhaps. Oh, it hurts me. You know, it's pain, it's real pain. But we will have the great invocation together, and that will give you plenty of time to eat in a leisurely way, and do go to the open house, and do plan to be with us tomorrow on Alumni Day, which will be in that room, this room. This room? Okay, this room then. But plan to be with us. They're not far apart. If you go into that room and nobody's there, then come into this room. Okay. So, you know, the most effective tool we have for preparing for the reappearance of the Christ is simply the great invocation. He has said that. So we must not forget that, and that deep, deep meditation in Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 2, on the Great Invocation. This is our powerful instrument releasing a shambolic mantra into the world. Okay. We'll start with an Om, and then do the invocation, and then 3 Ohms. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a lovely evening. And we start tomorrow on uncharted waters, and then the conference itself starting on Wednesday with many fine speakers. You've all done very well. I appreciate your attendance. I appreciate all of you wonderful astrologers who have come from so far to do so much for so many. Almost sounds like Winston Churchill. So time tomorrow, it will be at 8:56 or something like that. You know, I'll check the Sabian symbols, see what happens. But be there by 8:56. We'll just try to avoid the freight train and the car.